Hello everyone. This post is about 401k basics. So this is about people who work in United States. So this is not an investment advisory for people who live in other countries or people who are not part of the United States tax system. So before I go into this system, I'm not a financial professional. So this is the disclaimer. I am not a financial professional. I am not an investment management person. I am not associated with any organization that is about investments. I'm just a YouTuber, not a tax expert. So please consider this just as an opinion I have. I'm sharing this as my citizen, as my views. It's not any official statement. So before you make any investment decisions, please consult an investment advisor and tax professional. So again, I want to reiterate, please don't make major financial decisions based upon a YouTube video. Just consider this as my views and do your own research, get expert opinion, and then come to a conclusion. So now let us go to the video. So 401k plan. So 401k plan is also called 403b plan. That is, if you are a teacher or a professor or some other professions, they're called 403b plans. But for all others, it is 401k plan. So generally, there are different types of 401k plan. Like there is a traditional 401k and there is a Roth 401k plan. And generally, companies match your investment. So 401k is for retirement purposes. So I think every company would offer 401k plan. I mean, if your company doesn't, there are companies which don't. Particularly when companies have a pension scheme, they might not offer a 401k plan for their employees. So generally, the system works like this. Every month you can do a deduction from your paycheck. So your employer would have a 401k plan and would offer you the option to avail of it, and they would do matching. So if your employee, in particular, if your employer is doing matching, you are doing a big mistake if you choose not to invest in 401k. So let us say that your employer is doing a 4% match. So if you don't invest 4% of your paycheck, you are simply incurring a 4% tax cut from your paycheck. So 401k plans limits how much you can elect to defer. So in the year 2020, you can deduct up to $19,500. So this is per individual. So if you're married and filing jointly, your spouse is also eligible to invest $19,500. But the key is both should be working. Both of you should be employed, and only if you're employed and earn more than $19,500, you can invest this $19,500. Same for your spouse. So your employer's contribution is not counted towards this $19,500 limit. So basically, this means that your employer can put another $20,000 into your 401k plan. So it could be like you could be investing $40,000 every year, including your contribution. And if you are above the age of 50, then you can invest up to $6,500 extra. That is called as catch-up contribution limit. But if you're below 50, then it is $19,500 per year. So there is two types of 401k. One is traditional, which is pre-tax, that is made with your pre-tax dollars. And another one is Roth 401k, which is made after post-tax dollars. So one advantage of Roth IRA is that even though you are paying tax upfront, your interest and your earnings are growing tax-free. And if you withdraw the money at any age after 59.5, then there is no tax at all. You are paying you have already paid the income tax, so it completely grows tax-free. But one advantage of traditional 401k is that it comes pre-tax dollars, so you are not paying any upfront taxes. So let us say that you live in the state of Wisconsin. Wisconsin has a 7% state income tax. So I do my traditional 401k, and then like after age 59, let us say that I move to Florida to retire, then I don't need to pay that 7% income tax to the state of Wisconsin. I have saved it. And the same way, if you live in high tax states, traditional 401k would be a good choice for you. So this is shows some hypothetical numbers. So let us say that your income is $100,000 per year, and you are taking the standard deduction, and you are doing a pre-tax retirement 401k contribution of $19,000 per year. So look at the impact of this on your federal income tax. So without this 401k, you are paying $8,629 at a marginal tax rate of 8.12% at an effective tax rate of 8.63%. But on the other hand, if you choose to make that $19,000, your total federal income tax comes to $6,349 with an effective rate of 7.84. So you nearly shave off 0.8% of your taxes. But again, that means that your income would only be $81,000 because you are making a $19,000 contribution towards your retirement. But if you think it makes perfect sense, because whatever money you are making, you should also save a portion of it for your retirement. You cannot keep on getting this salary up to the rest of your life, right? So at one point we have to stop earning our income, and we have to live with our retirement income. And the social security income is not enough. A lot of people cannot survive with social security income alone after retirement. You can survive if you move out of United States into a low tax and a low cost of living country. Like if you go to India, you go to Mexico, yes, it is possible. But again, why would you simply want to depend upon the social security income? So again, it is your call as to whether you choose a Roth 401k or a traditional 401k. And look at the advantages of saving. So the more earlier you start, like for example, if you start at age 20, and if you yearly contribute $2,290, you can become a millionaire by age 65. So this assuming at an 8% annual return. So that 8% is the compounded annual growth rate for S&P 500 for more than the last 100 years. So if you start at age 20, just an annual savings of $2,290 would make you a millionaire by age 65. If you start at age 35, annual savings of $8,107, which is not difficult, would make you a millionaire by age 65. So let us say you are currently 35. So you can just contribute half. So again, don't do that. Contribute the full if possible. But if you just contribute $8,107 a year or $676 a month, you can become a millionaire when you retire. So the later you start, like if you are currently 50, you have to contribute $34,909 per year to become a millionaire by age 65. So again, that's a huge amount. 2 people should be working. So maybe it's possible for some. So again, the earlier you start, the better it is to become a millionaire. So is there any difference between tax implication, savings implication between Roth 401k and traditional 401k? So yes, again, very, very minute, like you save more with Roth 401k. But again, I would say that it's up to you as to what you choose. So yes, with the Roth 401k, you can save more. But again, lot of things, it again depends upon a lot of assumptions which might not be true for everyone. For example, if your tax rate is very, very low at retirement, like for example, let us say you go to India and you don't make any money at age 60, so your tax rate would effectively be zero because your standard deduction is $24,000. So if every year you only take $24,000 out of your 401k, it comes completely tax free. So all these kind of assumptions would completely completely change whether you do a Roth 401k or a traditional 401k. So as far as I'm concerned, it differs from person to person, but please choose any one of these options and start investing. The key thing is you start investing, and you start investing early. So yes, I am ready to invest, but where to invest? So again, this is not an investment advice, but a lot of investment professionals like Warren Buffett. So he knows a lot about investment than any one of us. So he says that by periodically investing in an index fund, the know-nothing investors can actually outperform most investment professionals. So an index fund is a fund that simply tracks an index. Like for example, S&P 500 is the most popular index in the United States. So if you invest in a mutual fund company that would have an S&P 500 index fund, it would simply track the index. So if the S&P 500 index goes up, your investment portfolio's value would go up. If the S&P 500 falls down, your investment portfolio value also falls down. There won't be any huge major jumps. You won't become a billionaire or a millionaire overnight, but your income would steadily grow, and at the same time you also won't lose everything. Like for example, you just choose one company. Let us say you put all your money in one company and something goes wrong with that company, the company gets shut down, you lose all your money, or some company share values can simply collapse. So those kind of dangers are avoided when you invest in S&P 500. So Warren Buffett says that by periodically investing, he's not saying you put every bit of your money in one day. No, every year, every month, contribute little by little over a period of 10-15 years. So don't worry about whether the market is high or low by the time you enter. Simply start investing. So by investing in an S&P 500 fund, you are investing in the health of the United States economy. You are betting that US would be good. The United States economy would be good after the next 15-20 years. So again, this is another Warren Buffett quote. He says, if you're invested in a very low cost index fund, so again, that is one advantage of index funds. So mutual funds have a manager's cut, which is the administration expenses. So for actively managed funds, where a manager would be tracking individual stocks, okay, Apple is going up, or okay, Amazon is going down, I will sell it. So those kind of trading are actively managed funds, and they would involve a heavy amount of managerial fees, because you need to pay a lot of money for the professionals to make those type of calls. But index fund is passive investing. They are simply worried only about tracking the index. No active management is needed. So Warren Buffett says that if you invest in a very low cost index fund where you don't put all the money at one time but average in over 10 years, you will do better than 90% of the people who start investing at the same time. And Warren Buffett also says the economy won't do fine every year, every week. So 1 year, like this 2020, it was a very, very wild year, right? With the COVID, elections and everything. So another year like 2017, 2018, the economy would boom and the stock market value would go up. So in the long run, index funds would be very, very profitable. Better than other options. I won't say very, very profitable, because again, that depends, right? You can invest in one company and you can become a millionaire, but so that won't happen with an index fund. But in the long run, it's a positive sum game. So don't try to outsmart the market. Don't try to guess, okay, I'm betting that the artificial intelligence would be the future, so I'll invest money in all A stocks. So those kind of guesswork, those kind of imagination, you might be right, but if you're wrong, you are betting your entire career and future on your assumption. So don't do that, as per Warren Buffett. So this is John Bogle. He's the one of the big investment gurus. So he says that you will almost never find a fund manager who can repeatedly beat the stock market. It is better to invest in an index fund that promises a market return but with significantly lower fees. So index funds advantages, it is easy to understand. It is highly liquid, which means that again with 401k, even within 401k you can switch funds. Transfer your funds from one index fund to the other if you want. You can diversify your portfolio. Like index consists of 500 largely traded stocks that come from a multitude of industries. So you are not tied to one single industry, and it is has fewer fees than actively managed funds. But disadvantages, index fund again is not flexible. It has one strict investment philosophy, so it has to follow it. So your gains would be limited, but again your losses would be limited. You will only earn the market average return, which is again phenomenal. If you ask me, that is good. I'm happy with that. Which mutual fund should I invest? So again, this depends upon your 401k plan. Again, Vanguard is one of the most popular index funds. I mean, with nearly $957 billion. Fidelity is another. Franklin Templeton. So again, my organization, they don't have any of these. So I can't invest in this. But again, they would have a different mutual fund company. So look at your employer's offerings. See which which mutual fund companies are part of your employer's portfolio, and then from that you can look at the Morningstar ratings of the mutual fund, look at the history of the mutual fund, how actively it has tracked the S&P 500. So you can get all those from Morningstar ratings, and even like just simply Google, you will Google the mutual fund's name, you can very easily get its performance. So look at a fund which is reputable, has been there for a longer time period. Again, if your employer offers it, then it should be good, but again, if your employer makes a bad choice, then that could not be trusted. So use your research skills in this area. Okay, so then what about early withdrawals? So you might think, okay, if I put up my mutual funds, money in my 401k, how long the money should be there? What if I need that money in an emergency? So again, the purpose of mutual funds and 401k is for a retirement. So it is not something that you can take in between. So they strictly penalize early withdrawals. So early withdrawals, again, if it's a very big emergency, like for example, if it's a medical emergency, a hardship withdrawal, like for example, you lost your job, God forbid. So in those kind of situations are like you have to pay college tuition. So that is okay as per 401k, but again, the only advantage you get from doing that is you don't get the 10% penalty which is levied for early withdrawals. So you can take out your money earlier in these kind of situations, but there will be tax. So remember, you are paying it pre-tax, so you have to pay the tax whatever your current income is. So based upon that, it will be added to your current income, considered as extra income, your withdrawal, and you would be paying taxes for that. So it is highly advised that you don't take out the money in 401k before you are 59.5. Okay, you might ask, okay, I might leave to India. I'm in a visa. I don't know, like I'll be here for 5 years, 10 years. So what if I return to India? So if you leave your employer and return to your home country, you can cash out your 401k. But again, the same rule. If you are not 59.5, the withdrawal will be taxable, or they may be subject to a 10% early withdrawal penalty on the distribution. But again, one thing about is if you switch jobs, you change your jobs from one employer to another employer, you can also take your 401k funds with you. You can invest in the new employer's 401k fund. So that option is available. And optimizing withdrawals. So let us say you are 60, 59 and a half. You are ready to take your money. So let us say you have $300,000. Don't take out everything in 1 year. So that means your income in 1 year would jump to $300,000 and you would be paying a super high tax for all that. Like for example, let us say that you go to India and your income is zero. in that year, and you withdraw $2,000 every month, which comes to $24,000 per year. You're married and filing jointly, so your income for that year would be $0 because there is a $24,000 standard deduction. So you would be literally paying no taxes. Pre-tax, there is no post-tax on your 401k. So if you withdraw your money strategically from 401k, you can decrease your tax bill. Other option is go to a low tax state like Florida, Texas have no income tax, Tennessee has no income tax. So some states don't tax 401k income. So you would completely save on the state income tax for your 401k withdrawals. So I hope this video was useful to you. So if you like this video, please share it. I didn't make the video in English, in Tamil, because you can share it with your non-Tamil speaking friends. So hope this video was useful. So if you like the video, if you think it is useful, like it and share it with your friends. Okay, thank you. See you again in a future video.